Capricorn, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for mid-January 2024. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know, I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we could dip our toes in the energy and see what's happening for the lovely Capricorn collective. We are right smack dab in the middle of your season, my friends. I hope you're all having a blast. Let's get it going here, my gods. Talk to me. And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card, then we'll get into the full reading itself. And at the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean in on, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Capricorn. And while we get this first card out, I just want to take a second to wish you all a very happy birthday. I always do it in every week of your season, so happy birthday from me to you. Okay, whether it's coming up, whether it's recently passed, I hope it was a great one for you. Let's get this first card out here for you. Okay, so the concept of time itself is going to be important here, especially with this very first card. You see that woman with the hourglass. Now, there's a lot of layers to this card because I personally believe people experience time in different ways. Now, before we fully dive into it, though, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the January subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. Also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, into the reading. Let's talk about it. So we see this lovely lady here. She is holding up that hourglass with the sand slipping through the hourglass through her fingers. I don't necessarily see this as time getting away from somebody. I just think of the concept as a whole. So for a lot of you, time and its aspects could be affecting you all in very different ways. For some of you, you might be waiting on something, right? You might be waiting on something or someone. Maybe someone's waiting on you. And when I speak about time affecting people and situations in different ways, I know sometimes it feels like a day flies by. It feels like a month, a week, a year flies by. Sometimes these things drag. So just know, like, whatever situations you're going through, like how you're viewing this time, okay? And whatever you're doing with your time could be very important here. So maybe for some of you it is like, okay, well, don't waste any time on something or make the most of it. And there's some patience involved as well. So we're just going to put her down right there and get into tarot. Okay. Feels very stern to me, that very first. But I always say this first card, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. Let's get you 3 cards in the upright, and we'll get into the intuitive juiciness. So let's shuffle it up here one time for you, my friends, and get it going. And while we get this deck prepared and ready, let's talk about last week's reading, my friends. It was a very stern type of reading, okay? Especially in your birthday season. It was titled A Serious Issue. Now, that didn't mean that all of you were dealing with something that's super serious. To me, it felt like Spirit wants you to take something a little more serious, which is an odd thing to say to a Capricorn, right? In my experience, you Cappies are very good with your priorities, what's important, what shouldn't be, what needs the most attention. That seemed to be like the name of the game last week. So let's see what we have for you this week. As you know, energy is very fluid. It's never set in stone. So only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or even someone you're connected to, right? Maybe they need to take something a little more serious. But let's get it going here. Let's get these first 3 cards out. What's up with my Cappies, please? Okay, this could be very good. This is a very confident type of energy we have right up here. Fire sign energy with that Queen of Wands, okay? If it's not confident, if it's not a person, it does speak of the internal world, and we'll talk about it more. Let's get 2 more. It's a beautiful card. Let's get 2, please. The deck is being super specific for you, and if you're new here, I only read jumpers, right? Usually they pop out like super quick. All right, 10 of Pentacles, good. All right, we're looking okay so far, my friends. This is what I like to see. Especially the 10 of Pentacles in an earth sign reading. Beautiful. Let's get 1 more. I'm going to try my best not to get overly optimistic with this spread so far. And Queen of Pentacles, a card that could represent you. So we have some intriguing little mixtures of energies that we're going to really take a look at here. So let's place her down right there. And yeah, Capricorn, let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes, then we'll get into that juicy intuitive stuff. So at first look, first glance, we're seeing a couple of themes here. Notice we have the double queen. So we have big queen archetypes, which generally speak about the internal world, how someone's feeling on the inside. We also have a double down of this pentacle energy. We have a card that could be representing you. Remember, it's not gender specific, but the double pentacles, This is a theme I've been seeing throughout the whole entire zodiac. There's a lot of earth energy, which could represent work, it could represent family, home, stuff like that. So let's go through piece by piece and really start to build this out. Position number 1, we have the Queen of Wands. For a portion of you, this could represent a fire sign that you're connected to, so Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. And once again, Queens represent the internalization of the suit that they're in. So Wands are about passion, drive, desire. There's a lot of confidence with this card. So whenever I see the Queen of Wands, I think of how someone feels about themselves. I think of self-confidence. I also think of aesthetics. So for a lot of you, there might be something about your looks that you might be changing up or embracing, right? Some of you might be getting a new hairdo. Some of you might be changing up the wardrobe. There is something with the aesthetics whenever we have the Queen of Wands, but she's just so beautiful, passionate, sexy type of energy. Now, I always say, all cards do have an inverse meaning as well. It's not all positive. The Queen of Wands could sometimes be very unpredictable, right? And if we're talking about how someone feels about themselves, this could sometimes represent someone who's not looking at themselves in the nicest way. So you really want to make sure you're treating yourself right in this time. Be kind to yourself whenever we have the Queen of Wands. Now, moving to the center, this is where the energy starts to get much more beautiful, right? We have the 10 of Pentacles, beautiful energy. I always say this is one of my favorite cards in the whole entire deck, and that is true. This is wish fulfillment energy. This could be a level up of some kind, a big influx of money. This is a super stable card. So whenever I see it, it's like, boom, something's coming in and it's long lasting. So if you are money focused, if you are business focused, this is a beautiful card to have. Or it could just be upgrading. There's like a level up. This is a card of wins and victories, overcoming, triumph, all that good stuff. Once again, this could represent issues around the home, people that you're connected to, like family members and stuff like that. It doesn't have to be bad. And as with most earthy energy, the downside of this is sometimes it could be a little smothering. So for some of you, you might be feeling a little cornered or a little trapped. You might have some cabin fever whenever this card is here. It could also be a little bit stubborn, but we'll see. This is a wish fulfillment card though. So until I see a clarifier that tells me otherwise, I'm going to say this is very positive. Now moving to the back end, we have our second queen, the Queen of Pentacles. Another beautifully positive card. Now in my simplistic style of reading, since you're an earth sign, this could just represent you. When we clarify it, it could tell us something you may be feeling, something that could be coming towards you. What are some of the archetypes we think of? This is like businessman, businesswoman type of energy. This is someone really focused. There's a lot of financial stability and success showing up in this week's spread. So I know people watch for various different things. It's just nice and sturdy and confident so far in what I'm seeing. The Queen of Pentacles is very similar to the Empress to me. It's abundance, it's blessings, it's a beautiful energy. Could represent fertility and possibilities, mother figures, stuff like that. So we're getting a lot of really good possibilities here, but once again, you know, when we clarify the reading, it could take on a different complexion. But the way I'm seeing this, like with all this internalized energy and all this earthy energy, I'm picking up a lot of confidence and things starting to settle in, settle down, and there could be some real big wins coming up. So I want to dive deeper on all the Capricorn. Let's jump in and clarify. All right, let's get a good shuffle here for you and see what's happening for the Capricorns, please. And yes, my friends, this is where I go intuitive, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on that Queen of Wands here. See how someone's confidence is, all right? And yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Capricorn, you could drop it right in the comments. I don't mind at all, and I will not be offended. But let's get it going with this Queen of Wands. Why is she here? Thank you. Yeah, I'm good. That's the first thing popping up into my head. We have Judgment in reverse. Usually this would be a card of like somebody putting a halt to something or putting a stop to something. But the first thing I'm feeling is like, no, I'm good. Like as is, like how things are right now, like I'll be fine, I'm good. It's like a very independent feeling I'm picking up here. Judgment is an extremely powerful card. In the upright, it is all about transformation. It's all about change. In reverse, it's somebody saying, yeah, not so fast. So this could be someone averse to change or not wanting to change something. Absolutely. Judgment in reverse, sometimes it could represent like something looping back around. So we are kind of picking up that energy a little bit. We'll see when we progress through the reading itself. there might be something swinging back around, something returning. That's a big possibility, but we'll just see. I don't want to pigeonhole it just into that, because the main vibe I'm picking up here is just a very stable confidence where someone's like, you know what, I am fine, I am good. And it might reign true with the way the rest of this reading is going here. Judgment also is angelic. It represents your spirit team, your guides. And this could be spiritual protection showing up in a very heavy way. In reverse, to me, this is someone standing pat, okay? This is someone who can't be budged. This is someone who's like, yeah, I'm fine, I'm good, don't worry about it. I'm not changing nothing. We don't need to change nothing. Everything is fine as is. It's just giving me that vibe. So let's keep moving forward. I'll take your word for it, Queen of Wands. But yeah, once again, aside from that message, there could be some sort of looping around or something returning. Okay, it's just giving me that vibe. So let's go in on that 10 of Pentacles and see what's up for you. We are not going to overcomplicate the messages, right? It is what it is. What is that 10 of Pentacles here, please? Thank you. So yeah, something huge is coming in here, my friends. We have the Four of Swords in reverse, and this could be totally separate from this energy we have. To me, it feels like the more confident you are and the more stable you are, the better things are going to get. Okay? So even with the like change of verse energy right here in the front end, this Four of Swords in reverse feels good. Now, sometimes this energy could be read as somebody being very restless, but the main intuitive vibe I'm getting under this 10 of Pentacles is like, for a portion of you, maybe you're going to make a switch up to a living situation. That's a possibility for a small portion of you. But this Four of Swords in reverse is action. It's movement. It's something coming in hot. So the more confident you are in something or even in yourself, the more magnetic you're going to be, where all these wins, these huge wins, victories, whatever we want to call them, will start rolling in. Okay, which is nice, and it feels very magnetic here, that like if you stand pat, if you are confident in a situation, confident in yourself, confident in your moves, your intellect, all that stuff, you as a person, the things are going to come to you. Okay, that's the beauty of this. So I really love where we're going with this reading so far, Capricorn. Totally different than what we've had in recent weeks. Four of Swords in reverse is really nice. Just, yeah, watch out for restlessness as well. Some of you might be restless with a living situation. Obviously not all of you, but we are picking that up. If you're not trying to make a change, this is like some really good magnetism for those massive wins and victories. Lovely. Let's keep moving forward to that Queen of Pentacles. Once again, we're keeping this straightforward, precise. We're not going to overcomplicate it, right? Let's see why the Queen of Pentacles is here. Could be very important with her, especially since she's a card that could be representing you. So let's see what the Queen of Pentacles has to say for my friends. Definitely like the energy so far. Thank you. Yeah, good. Good. This is very even keel type of energy. Now, I'm getting a couple of things here initially. We have another individual, another person. So we have a lot of court cards here. We have a card that could represent family. We have the Knight of Wands in reverse. So it's like stop, go, stop. We're getting like this little push-pull of energy that's happening. The Knight of Wands, more fire sign energy. Generally action-oriented. So when we see it in reverse, it's something that's very stable or coming to a stop. Now, remember, this is an unpredictable card as well. So I feel for a lot of you expecting unexpected in this time, okay? Like you might react to certain situations or certain people in ways that you don't normally do, okay? And from all the Capricorns that I know a ton of you guys in my personal life, very dependable individuals, right? Like you could set your clock to a Capricorn schedule normally, right? Depending on the other placements. When I see this, yeah, there's some spontaneity happening for some of you. If you're not button heads with fire signs, some of you might do something spontaneous. You might take a spontaneous trip or act in a very spontaneous, surprising way. So expecting unexpected, especially with your own personal behaviors and reactions in this time, but I don't feel like it's a warning, okay? And there is this big confidence. Like these two energies, like both the queens are mirroring each other in the way that they're behaving. So hopefully this isn't you like in a stalemate with somebody. For a portion of you, maybe that's the case, where two people are in the exact same stalemate type of mode. Like, no, well, I'm good. I'm not changing nothing. Oh, well, I'm good too. I'm not changing nothing. It doesn't have to be that, but I'm picking up little wins. But I really like this energy here on the back end. It just feels really confident, and the energy flows good even though it opposes itself a little bit. So once again, the wins and victories, expect the unexpected. Let's go through and do a quick recap, then we'll get into the shadow card. Interesting play of energy this week for you. I do feel like this is very claimable, this week's reading. But if you kindly look in the box, position number 1, we do have the Queen of Wands with Judgment in reverse. I did speak of the spiritual protection, the guardian angels, the spirit team, the ancestors, all that around you, which is really nice. This is somebody saying, yeah, no thanks, I'm good, I'm fine, standing pat. There's a big confidence here. If that's not you, Spirit could be asking you to, like, be confident in yourself, in your decisions, in your moves. Okay, this just feels really nice. Moving to the center, we do have the 10 of Pentacles with the 4 of Swords in reverse. Something big's coming in when I see this energy. I did say a very small portion of you could be restless with a living situation, or you might want to change one. But aside from that, to me, this 10 of Pentacles energy is coming at you. It's coming in. So the massive wins, victories, all that good stuff. Very claimable energy here. And another message I was picking up is the more confident you are in yourself, the more stable you are, the more magnetic you will be with this energy, where things are going to come to you. Moving to the back end, we have the Queen of Pentacles with the Knight of Wands in reverse. Similar energy to what we have in the front end, just very confident, standing pat in one way or another. But I did get a little bit of spontaneity, so I wouldn't be surprised for some of you if you take a spontaneous trip or you act in a way that you don't normally do. Like, expect the unexpected back here, but I feel like it's all good. Depending. Hopefully you're not in a stalemate with someone where two people are mirroring each other's energy. That could be a possibility. But overall, Capricorn, I say this is a very claimable energy. Wins in the monetary, possible relationships as well. Very good stuff. I'm liking it. So please take a screenshot of that. Let's get you a shadow card here. Let's see what's in the shadows for Capricorn in mid-January. And as you know, I always like to pull one shadow card at the very end. It's something I like to do, just to see whether it's something within you. Maybe it's something you don't quite see. I also like to remind you that a shadow card doesn't always have to be a challenge. It could be a positive, especially when we have some spontaneity showing up. Let's get you one. Oh, and yes, if you've made it this far in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. It's a beautiful way to support the channel. Obviously, no pressure. I just had to mention it. Love my channel members. So let's get it going here for you, my friends. One shadow card. Thank you. Okay, cool. Yeah, so we do have this nice, fast-moving type of energy coming in, and it links into what we have here in the center. There's a little bit of volatility when we have the 8 of Wands as a shadow card. This could be a card of communication and talking. So for a portion of you, this could be speaking about a message or a conversation that you could have that kind of pops up out of nowhere, whether it's a person, whether it is a situation. The 8 of Wands is very fast. So it does align with that message we had in the center of the spread, that there could be something coming in hot, very magnetic, when we have this type of energy show up. But once again, it's fire energy. It could be very spontaneous. So I am picking up that little bit of spontaneity for you. And I don't feel like it's a bad thing. For some of you, maybe you need to shake up the schedule a little bit when we have the 8 of Wands. Also, watch out for conflict and stuff like that. But I don't feel like you're in a conflict mood, right? You might just be in the mode right now where it's like, no, I'm not trying to hear that. Okay, so that's what I have for you this week, Capricorn. Interesting reading. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the January subscriber surprise. For the January subscriber surprise, I'm giving away 2 copies of the beautiful Tarot of the Owls Tarot deck. It's one of my favorite new decks out there. So if you'd like to get your name in for that, it's 2 simple things. As always, my friends. First, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments, what are one of your biggest goals for this year that we just entered into? You'll be entered to win, and at the end of the month, I'll announce the winners in my community tab at random. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll see you again soon.